Nicki Minaj, Cardi B.
Okay, Nicki Minaj is causing dads to leave the home.
Hold on a second. I don't think that's a good role model for 18-year-old black girls. I don't.
It's time for us to stop listening to rap music and this degenerate hip-hop stuff and go back to the music that built our civilization.
A few moments later.
With friends like this, who needs enemies?
I'm only a few years older than you, but I think you're gonna see things my way. And in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think it. I know it. There's something about it that just feels really fake. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close, and he was my best friend and my brother.
Candace Owens has once again decided to drag what's left of Charlie Kirk's memory through the mud. Oh, mud? This time, she's tossing it straight into the trash and can be lighting a match on her way to hell. After the unfortunate and untimely death of her longtime alleged best friend, depending on who you ask, Candace says her best friend, but others are close to Charlie Kirk claim the friendship has been long, let's say, diluted. Candace has turned social media into her personal battleground, launching an unrelenting assault on every and anything tied to Charlie Kirk. No one has been spared, not his organization, not his family, not his political network, not even his wife. Even foreign countries were dragged into this mess. Every tweet, every post feels like another bullet fired into the legacy of a man she once called her best friend. When she took a brief sabbatical, many hoped the silence would bring some peace. But well, I guess we could say that is what we call wishful thinking. Out of nowhere, Candace resurfaced, unprovoked, unrestrained, posting private text messages exchange between her and Charlie dating all the way back to 2018. Now, here's the kicker. For those of you who are always defending her and saying she's trying to solve her friend's murder, these texts had nothing to do with solving her friend's murder. This had nothing to do with clarifying any of the narrative surrounding their friendship. Instead, they painted Charlie Kirk as a hypocrite, and worst, as a man whose private taste in music and moral choices didn't quite match the public sermons he once preached. And this is the funny thing. When you have individuals, everyone under your own comment section, most of the comments asking you what is the need for that particular message, it should ask you questions to yourself. There were a few reasons why people had some reactions to these particular texts. Even her core following was complaining. Nicholas Fuentes, he says, Candace exposing Charlie Kirk for queening out to Nicki just for the entire internet to clown on him after he was in front of everybody is diabolical. Let this man rest already.
So Candace Owens has disappeared for about a week. I don't know what's going on with that, but she's come back very hard and very powerfully and very strongly. And she's on the timeline today posting more screenshots of her text with Charlie Kirk. And this one is brutal. She did not have to do him like this. Why? Why did she expose him? Let the man rest, Candace. Let him rest. But today, Candace posted more screenshots of her texts with Charlie Kirk. And the caption is just, 2018 was such a ride. Charlie went from not knowing the difference between Jay-Z and Kanye to texting me like this on his daily runs. Everyone in politics was fake and gay, but at least we had hip-hop. Oh, come on. Come on. Come on. What are you talking about? It sounds like she's narrating a movie. Everything back in those days was fake and gay, but at least we had our hip-hop. What the fuck are you talking about? You stupid. Then she posts the screenshots. This is rough stuff, guys. So she posts a screenshot. She's doing this, please. It's making me feel bad. I didn't even like Charlie Kirk. And the way they are doing him, it's disgusting. The way that she is taking advantage of this for her own benefit. Talk about milking it. Dude, his udders are chapped. The way that she is milking this tragedy and his death, it's actually disgusting. Posting screenshots of their texts. It's been almost 2 months. What purpose does this serve? Anyway, she posts a screenshot. This is Charlie. In 2018, he sends her a screenshot from his phone. He's listening to Monster by Kanye off of Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He says, yeah. He says, yeah. He said, and by the way, for those that don't know, Monster from Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Nicki Minaj is featured on the song. So the Barbs love this song. He goes, yeah. She says, oh my gosh, Nicki's verse on that is the best. Then he quotes the song. He says, first things first, I eat your brains. She says, yes. Oh my gosh. This makes me so happy. Oh man. Dude, you do not have to do him like this. Why are you doing my man so dirty like this? That's part one. Part two, we'll pull up. Let the man rest. Charlie says, Sasquatch, Godzilla, this is more lyrics from the song. Godzilla, King Kong, Loch Ness, Goblin, Ghoul, Zombie with no conscience. And then he does this emoji. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment and he's dead, okay? He says, when Nicki drops, I lose my mind. She replies, she is the best. I do my weights to that song. Jay-Z's verse is amazing too. Makes me think of where I'm at. All I get is these fake fucks with no fangs trying to draw blood from my ice cold veins. That's another lyric. Yes, it gets the blood flowing. I am about to run a few miles jamming to it. Candace replies, I am loving your hip hop development. I'm deceased. That's it. I'm dead. I'm deceased. How could she do him so dirty like this? She is... Candace, you're not doing what you think you're doing. This is wrong, okay? This is wrong. This is wrong. This is not right. Why are you exposing him for queening out like this? What is the point of this? What is the matter with you? I replied, I said, damn, you didn't have to expose him like this. What is even the point? How about some evidence? Listen, Candace, if you're going to accuse his wife, the president, Emmanuel Macron, Egypt, of killing him, show us the evidence. Stop exposing him for queening out a little bit to Nicki Minaj and Monster. Those are the texts we want to see. What is the purpose of this other than to embarrass your friend?
Based on the context of Owens' previous, more directly political posts regarding Charlie's death and legacy, there were a few reasons why people had some reactions to these particular texts. Even her core following was complaining. Well, some of them still had to find a way to say these were to humanize Charlie Kirk, or an attempt at it. Amidst the conspiracy theories and political infighting following his death, Owens might have intended to remind the public that Kirk was a real person with a sense of humor and private interests that diverged from his public persona, showing his enthusiastic, unedited appreciation of popular, non-political music could be an attempt to show his authentic side. But here is the difference here. According to these text messages, he had no iota, no idea of who Jay-Z, or the difference between even Jay-Z or Kanye West before her. But when he met her, I guess she introduced him to these artists. And admin, Monster must have hit a nerve for him and he enjoyed the song, so he was rocking to it. Banter with my friend. Hey friend, I'm really enjoying this music you introduced me to and I'm using it to have weight, to lift weight and all of that. But then she wants to come out in 2025 and put text messages to show Charlie's state of mind towards his end of his life, to show what he is who he was. And this is completely disingenuous because Charlie Kirk is a man who was constantly evolving. I've said this before. I don't like the man personally, but this is one thing I can tell about a human being. Humans evolve, and it comes with maturity. Definitely, Charlie would have matured to a place where he felt this is the kind of music I enjoy now. There are videos of him saying he prefers to play Dolly Parton country music to his kids. And Candace Owens decides to take 2017, 2018 to be a time to prove her friendship or to prove Charlie Kirk's humanity. The person who should be proving Charlie Kirk's humanity should not be Candace Owens because she has stopped being friends with him for a long time. And also, there are 1,000,001 ways you can prove someone's humanity without exposing your private exchanges with them. She's married to a Brit. I don't understand how her manners, her etiquette seems to be diminishing rather than growing. Because even if she wanted to prove her friendship to the world by showing this text exchange, it is still very, very, but in bad taste to me personally. I don't know how many people see it, but it's still in bad taste. It is not a do or die affair. Nobody is dying if people believe you're not best friends with him. You know the friendship you had with your friend in your heart, and that's all that matters, and you move on with your life. There is no reason for you to expose your friend who is dead. Because even your friend who is alive, you have to seek their consent and be sure they're so comfortable for you two to expose your private exchanges outside. But then your friend is gone and you decide to expose their private exchanges with you outside. It doesn't matter what point you're trying to prove. It is in bad taste. It is in poor taste. Another thing that some said is that she is trying to support her own narrative of the political elite being fake by stating everyone in politics was fake and gay, but at least we had hip hop. Using the term gay in the context of being lame or fake, she frames the text exchange as evidence that the public-facing political world, of which Charlie was a leading member, was performative, but their private bond over music was real. This reinforces her current theme of exposing the alleged phoniness and deep-seated political conflicts she claims were ultimately involved in Kirk's demise. And here is still the point. Candace is sneaky. And most people think she just wakes up from bed and decides to do things. I have broken down her media playbook and most of her media performance. I have a full playlist. I will link it below this video. Candace is a calculative person. Even her husband, when I did a deep dive on her husband's life, his upbringing, even when he's having interviews, he says it. He has to calculate and put everything into perspective before he does it. He and his wife are very calculative human beings. They are very detail oriented when it comes to what they do, what they say. Yes, Candace, when it comes to now being a journalist, allegedly in quotes, she doesn't carry through. But when it comes to their personal lives, what they decide to write or tweet about, what they decide to put out, it is very, very curated. I'm sure she woke up that morning, looked at her darling husband and said, George, these people are calling me fake and gay in the internet. Why don't I just prove to them that their king was also fake and gay? And George was like, I get it, baby. Drop it like it's hot. I'm messy today. That's joke. Okay. The third reason people think she is putting this image out there is to undermine his image, legacy, and those he associated with. The content of the text, Kirk praising mainstream rap songs with verses that some of his conservative Christian base might consider secular, liberal, or crude, could be used to suggest he was a hypocrite. Remember who he's praising in these songs. He's praising Nicki Minaj is one of the people. Kanye West is one of the people. And these are rap songs. These are rap songs that he is publicly condemning. This action could fit into her pattern of attacking the institution, people, and narrative associated with Kirk's life and family or death. By exposing a hidden interest, she suggests his public persona was a lie, potentially lending credence to her other more serious claims about the political and financial pressures he faced. So you see where she's coming from. Candace, at the end of the day, has no good intentions for Charlie. I don't know how you slice it, dice it, or spice it. It will not be tasteful in the mouth. Another reason, the fourth one, is to continue dominating the conversation. And this is a very likely one because Candy Baby Owens has consistently placed herself at the center of the post-assassination narrative, sharing texts allegedly sent days before his death, and now those older, more personal ones. By continuously releasing new information, she keeps the story active, ensures her name remains attached to it, and frames herself as the keeper of Kirk's true story. And even the information is contradictory or irrelevant to his death, it does not matter. She will put it out there, keep her name tied to his, and ensure that the narrative is spun around her. And this is the thing, she did not pick those text messages randomly. She ensured that those were ones that are going to flame the internet towards two opposite directions. The people who will support it with everything in them, those are the court member of Candyland. You know those ones. And also the ones who are going to totally reject it, even including her core fans who are going to reject it. And that is what she was gunning for. And she got exactly what she needed. Her media playbook, she has been working, crafting, and drafting it to perfection for years, and she has mastered the art of playing the social media game. She didn't start today. She looks messy on the outside, but this girl is very calculative. The fifth reason that people see as a rationale is a reactionary emotional response. Given the stress and public feuding surrounding her outspoken claims, the post could be an emotional-driven, spontaneous act. It could have been simply a nostalgic recollection of a less complicated time in their friendship, which she then framed with her contemporary cynical political lens. You see? But you see, this narrative falls apart completely when you see the text messages she attached to this particular text exchange. She did not just wake up and drop them. She said 2018 was a ride. Charlie went from not knowing the difference between Jay-Z and Kanye to texting me like this on daily runs. These are intentional words, and the next ones are even much more interesting. Everyone in politics was fake and gay, but at least we had hip hop. So the hippity hop hop hop. These are intentional messages she's putting out there. She's not doing this because she is feeling like she wants to just do something. No. She put this out there intentionally. Other reasons why people are saying she did this is as a revenge or betrayal. Perhaps Candace feels deeply betrayed by Charlie's hidden life, by his legacy, or those defending him, and sees this as a final strike back. My English is gone. I'm sorry, guys. Another reason is a deflection of guilt. Maybe she's drifting the spotlight away from herself, redirecting the chaos towards her late friend's imperfections. Do you see that? She has had people in the internet calling her sideways, talking to her sideways, and she is trying to prove to them, hey, I'm not the only one who is hypocritical. Your own king was hypocritical as well. Another reason people are thinking this could be possible is moral justification. She might just believe she's setting the record straight, exposing what she calls the truth, even if that truth hurts everyone involved. And like we've said before, the publicity and the power stunt, we already know that Candy Baby is not one to let things slide. And this is it. I had to go to her own post to ensure that this commentary are not just from random people on the internet. I wanted to make sure that these are people who were posting or reposting directly under this post to ensure that it is fair. Now,
you are about as Catholic as it comes. You attend the Mass multiple times a week, morning Mass, you go to confession every week. What was it in your life that pulled you in that direction? Because I still don't really comprehend it. It was because you had to pray for me.
Yeah, exactly. I was just overwhelmed with the inbound traffic that we had. I was just like, Lord, please help me deal with this crazy woman that I'm married to. No, I'm joking, of course.
Well, I'm only a few years older than you, but I think you're gonna see things my way, and I think in the end, Charlie was going through a spiritual transformation. I don't think it. I know it. He was going through a lot, and there was a lot of pressure, and it's hard for me to watch the people who were pressuring him, I don't know, just say the things that they're saying. You know, there's something about it that just feels really fake. It feels really fake to me. And they would have allowed him to lose and wanted him to lose everything for changing or even slightly modifying an opinion. And then to see them doing what they're doing today, it's hurtful to me. It's very hurtful to me. But I don't want today to be about anything other than you guys knowing that Charlie really was an amazing person. You know, he was like, we were really close, and he was my best friend and my brother,